order at. Sorry. All right. We can call this meeting of the Historic District Commission to order at 7:01 p.m. and I will seat John Goodrich as a full member. Todd, since you're back, would you read the call?
Town of Groton notice of public hearing, Historic District Commission. The Historic District Commission will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, November 19th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Groton Town Hall Annex, 134 Groton Long Point Road, and virtually via the Zoom platform to hear the following applications requesting a certificate of appropriateness. HCC 24-0070, 10 Water Street, Maria Fiftner, applicant Rosemary Robinson, owner, doors, PIN number 2619189065339. A Zoom meeting link will be posted to the town's website calendar, meetings calendar. Applications are on file and available for public inspection online and during normal business hours at the Planning Department, 134 Groton Long Point Road, Groton, Connecticut, dated this 12th day of November 2024 at Groton, Connecticut. Todd Brady, Secretary.
Okay, if anyone wants to read the procedures, I don't know where they are. Do you have them?
They're in the.
Oh, they're there. If anyone wants to read them, they can. Otherwise, I'm going to waive a reading of them. And we can jump right into. Good. Yeah. HCC 24-0070, 10 Water Street. You guys want to come up? Yeah, come on up. No, come too? No, just hide.
Like right here?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Just name and address and then just tell us what you like to do.
Okay. My name, Mariah Pfeifner, 10 Water Street. Mystic. So basically the two exterior doors swing inside the building. We want to get approval to have them swing out. And if you're looking at the building, the door on the left, we want to replace so that it's matching the door on the right. And this is the contractor today dropped off. Because we had to order a custom door, so this is the actual door.
So not the one that's in the application, that's different.
Right, that was a, yep. So that's the actual, which will match the already existing.
For a door. So. That's it.
And that's it.
I'm not sure if this is a
What's that?
historic district question, but from a fire code.
As far as I know,
You know,
they're supposed to swing out.
Right.
Well,
But I'm saying the ones in
It
current
depends.
swing out.
It depends.
Correct.
It depends on the total occupant load.
Yeah, I know it's not our.
And there are also in the existing building code, there are historic exemptions that can be applied as well. If you have other egress and your primary egress does not open in the path of travel, as long as the other egress meets, you can leave that one. But it's my understanding you're gonna outswing both of them. Yeah. So that's typical.
It's an improvement.
Isn't it like a-
Don't get me wrong, I just
Yeah, sure.
curious.
Yeah, this doesn't really. have
So there's
to
no
do with
building
you.
code issues then?
No, no.
But isn't it like certain amount of people or over has to swing out? Anything under can swing in?
So it's mandatory that once you get over 50 people, doors out swing in a path of travel. Under, it can be depending on how the occupancy and the use group is. But 50 is the cutoff number. 50 is a cutoff number for door swing in the path of travel. 100 is the requirement for panic bar.
I guess my question was, can they always swing out?
Can they always swing out?
Yeah,
Yes.
Say occupancy was like 2.
Yep, you can, yeah, they can outswing no matter what.
Okay.
It's just once they get to a certain number, they have to.
Any questions?
Nope.
Comments? That's it, Maria. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone in the audience have anything to say in support of the application?
Maria, do you know?
Mariah.
Mariah, do you know we're voting on it?
I stay.
No,
Okay.
you don't.
You don't have to. You
I'm
can
just
check
saying-
that later. It's
I'm
up to
just
you.
saying,
If you're curious, you could stay, but you don't have
but
to.
somebody will let you know.
Are you, Mariah, are you going to talk in pre-application about the patio? As well, David mentioned to me that you may,
Yeah, I have to get a fence put in.
what's that?
I have to have like some sort of barrier between sidewalk.
Right,
and-
right, and are
I
you
didn't
just gonna
know if
visit?
I had to do a new
You have to do a new application. He said that you may talk about it and get ideas in a pre-application tonight. Are you intending on doing that or no?
I'm just not prepared. because
Okay.
I don't
All right, we do it. You can do it at a
But
later date. He just mentioned that you were gonna do that.
second, so I just.
Okay,
that-
okay.
that-
It-
All right, we'll
it
just handle it
might-
separately.
It might be helpful though, if you stay, so we can just tell you kind of what not to do.
Okay.
And then you can decide on what you want to do.
Okay.
But it won't take that long.
You can, yeah, we do, after we get through the regular hearings, we do a pre-application and people can come up and it's just kind of like an idea bounce. And you get feedback and then that way, when you finalize your design, you're more apt to design in line with what the board is expecting, right? Thank you.
Okay. Anyone in the audience in support of the application? Nope. Anyone against the application? All right, HDC 24-0070 is closed. Moving on to consideration of public hearings, HDC 24-0070. This is changing the doors. Does anyone have any comments or motions?
I move to
Fine to
approve.
me.
I second the motion, Ferguson.
John, I don't know if John went ahead of me or not.
What's that?
Well, I thought I heard a motion to approve down.
No, no, you were first on with that one.
All in favor?
Goodrich, aye.
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, aye.
HDC 24-0070 is approved. Just because yours is going to be quick, why don't you come up first? Sorry. Take 2 seconds.
So I make a motion to add them to the pre-application list.
Yeah,
don't
add
think they are.
on Water Street. I'll second. All in favor?
Goodrich, aye.
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, aye.
Should I take the lead? We've just had a lot of discussion in the past relative to fences and like dividing fences, especially for like liquor and things like that. If you read the handbook, you can understand like what we're looking for as far as a fence, but we want something that's rigid with posts.
Okay.
That's mainly it, whether it's
Okay.
wood, aluminum, wrought iron, painted, not
Okay.
painted, what color, don't really care.
So
right?
something that's going to be more fixed as opposed to movable.
So. Yeah, the general census of the commission is what's in front of Bank and Bridge we do not want.
Okay,
So
I'll take a look at that.
is that fair?
Yeah, it's one way to. Example.
I didn't know if this falls into it. We had discussed like, window boxes, things like that. Is that something that I also need to get approval for?
No,
And then the other thing is we wanted to put some lights underneath the deck. Is that, I can just do that? I don't need approval for that.
when you came for the fence, you'd probably just want to submit what you're gonna buy,
Okay,
just like you did tonight.
okay,
So. But that's it. But yeah, just a fence that
Yeah.
can't do this. So,
okay,
That I can't walk over, go
Sure.
like this and put.
Put somewhere else.
okay.
And my suggestion is regarding the lights, it's better to overshare
Okay,
than undershare. And then all of a sudden Tim comes and be like, what is this? That you didn't put this in your
Right.
pictures?
okay. Yeah, so kind of draw up a full design of, and the materials.
That's it.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to 2 Ashby Street. Thank you for letting us jump.
I brought my husband.
John, you can pull it.
Is
As
he
I said,
Sorry, I should have got that for you. My apologies.
So we have a couple of things to talk about. And the first, I really want to make sure that I have everything I need for the siding for 2 weeks from now. The application's in now and it should be, I just want to make sure everything's in there.
So just to give you a quick rundown, if you remember, she came in prior with her windows and siding. She didn't have enough information, so you guys kind of kicked the siding back to her. Approved her windows. She submitted all the spec sheets that were acceptable, exactly what you guys wanted. Subsequently, she went to put an application in for the siding and she was late. So what we decided to do, also while she was discussing the siding and at the counter, she mentioned that she was going to do the brick. So what we decided was the best thing to do is have her come in with a pre-app while the windows, while she's doing the 6 weeks, while the windows were on order. Come in with a pre-app for the siding and the brick, and then when her application is in, we'll put her on the next agenda.
Sure.
Right, so I brought the, before I get to the brick, I just want to do the siding. And I brought in well, actually, I uploaded it, and this is the list of all the trim, and that's what we talked about 2 weeks ago. All the materials, and then the sample, which is the shiplap, the artisan shiplap. And then materials, so I just want to make sure that when I come in 2 weeks, if I have this, we'll be able to move forward. Because I really want to get it done before winter, and I brought these pictures because, and I'm sure you've all been by this building, but it's in really bad shape. There's plywood over the windows, they're falling out. It looks like,
Yeah, the T111, we didn't want to just replace that because, you know, in 20 years, you have that same look,
Yeah.
right? That just rot away.
Can I just see that sample? I think that was the only thing that everyone was kind of,
I didn't have the sample, yeah.
And then
So this is the outside.
So that'll be painted, and it'll be painted the same color to match the house.
yeah, it'd be put in vertical like this.
They put in vertical.
and
Yeah,
so,
it'd be the same color as this house.
and there's like a little nickel gap
Yeah,
between them.
yeah, they're supposed to be.
I think it has to, the way it's made, but yeah.
That hardy.
It's
Yeah.
hardy, it's hardy. I know, you're teasing me, I know.
See, that's.
The guy wasn't wrong, though.
What's that?
He's not wrong about like, if it takes a hit, it does crack.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
it has its positive
Yeah.
and negatives, no doubt. I mean, that's pretty thick, like, that's thicker than the actual
Solid.
clapboard stuff.
That's
That-
like-
That,
Oral.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that to me, like, it seems like it would be much more durable than the horizontal siding they hang.
Oh, yeah, I think if you're gonna get the unpainted version and paint it, you're never gonna be able to tell either.
Right.
So-
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have it painted, it's gonna be painted 2 coats before it even goes up. And then it'll match the house. And then what we wanted to do while we were here doing this is, here's the house. Next, so this is the carriage house to this house. And it has the brick. There's the side and then the back. And then we,
Just put that on screen so
Oh,
that
yeah.
people at home can see. Yeah. A million viewers.
can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the existing foundation is here, so. Just so you can see where it would go with this, with the siding, and then underneath would be the sample here.
Yeah, so ideally that matches that building and it looks like they were always built together.
We'll put this over here.
Or an alternative is this.
Fieldstone. So we actually wanted to ask your opinion because I think both of them would look really sharp.
That's gonna be more accurate to the time period than that would be.
This would be,
Yeah,
and it'll match the house next
Yeah.
door.
I
and
think
it'll
it's
all
super
blend in
attractive that
together.
way, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and if you remember, we're doing 2/2 windows in the carriage house as well to match the historic windows in the other building.
I will say if you were absolutely in love with that, I personally wouldn't have an issue with it, but I think the brick would look better.
I think we would
If you're
prefer the
asking
brick.
for opinions. My opinion is the brick.
And I'm with Eric. I'm good with either, but I think the bricks.
Is that real brick?
Okay.
The
The veneer.
Yeah, it's a veneer.
But it is real brick.
Thin brick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's
Thin brick.
veneer.
And what, didn't they join it on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like on the bottom of the standard.
Yeah, there's an actual like track system that goes on the concrete. And then they go in and then it gets jointed just like it looks like regular brick.
I mean, it's pretty.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
so this is, so then I only put the application in for the siding, but I'll put a new one in for the foundation,
yeah.
the brick. And if I come with all of this, I should be okay to go. Good. And then
Yeah.
one more thing we wanted to talk about.
So we
Um,
wanted to discuss.
Can I just
Yeah.
interject, just before you move on? You're gonna have to give the same presentation again.
Yep.
Just so you know,
Okay,
And
because we're not allowed to remember.
Yeah,
you've
no,
done
that's
today.
good.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a brand new,
But that's enough
but
material.
this is enough material. for
Okay.
that.
And then it'd be
Right.
super safe, just get the spec sheets on the brick veneer and all that, right? Do we require that? for
Yeah.
the- Yeah.
they should be able to give you like a cut sheet.
is it on the back?
No,
You might
Okay.
even be able to just Google Freedom Brick or Freedom Park.
Okay.
My only question is the window trim and such,
Mhm.
is that gonna match or are you gonna match the house?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's gonna match like this. It's gonna be square stock, right?
I think that's what we did.
Yeah, we're gonna do
To
square
stay with the
stock
barn.
AZAC on this, so we don't have to replace it again ever.
Yeah.
Is that in-
Do you want to see the list?
No, currently it's like really cheap.
No, but I'm saying,
concrete.
is that in the list?
I don't know. Do you?
Oh, the trim is,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, the trim and then the corner boards.
I don't really want to tell you how to do your own renovation, but I just, one suggestion would be you should talk to someone about the hardy against PVC. Because they're gonna move differently. You might want to use the hardy with boral or the hardy trim that they make.
Oh,
Okay,
It's just
I'll
worth
ask him.
Talking
Yeah,
to someone about.
okay.
Yeah, there is another product called Boral, which is a
B,
composite,
how do you? spell-
Boral.
Oh, okay,
It's about the
Okay.
same price as AZEC.
okay,
okay.
The thing is, the plastic moves a lot more, especially with heat, than the boral does, so
Okay.
you can end up with like your trim splitting away from your siding,
All right, thank you.
and you might not like it after time.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great.
this just, this just says PVC trim. So-
Yeah, I would just
Yeah.
ask about boral. Can I borrow this? Just maybe if you are right now.
Thank you.
BORAL.
Thank you.
I don't think you're gonna notice a lot of a price difference, but you might notice a performance difference in the long run.
Great, thank you.
Okay. So either it's, so that's okay to have it, matching what's there.
Just make sure you include it, that's all.
Well, that's already been done under the siding, for sidings. Oh, no, that's right. I'm sorry. I was thinking windows.
Yeah.
Was the trim talked about on the windows or was it just the windows themselves?
Windows.
Okay,
But if they're just.
We came back for we had to
Okay.
come back for the trim and siding.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
so but
But
that'll be complete and then I can order it and then install it all at the same time.
yeah, that's not unreasonable anyways, because normally a carriage house trim wouldn't match the house anyways.
Yeah, right.
Because they would put the money in the house. not in the
Almost like
barn.
even even the color schemes might even differ.
Yeah.
Okay.
One last question is fencing, right?
Yeah, we're on to fencing too. So I just took pictures of
Neighbors.
neighbors. On Noank Road.
So we have a couple of dogs and ideally we fence the yard to be able to keep the dogs in. But
And to keep people off because they walk up the street and they're hanging out at the tree and,
I didn't see.
yeah, but anyway. So is there a height limit for the fence? That you
Can't be
like to
above
see?
4 feet in the front yard.
Okay. But I heard you say you don't care if it's, I don't think we don't want PVC anyway, but
PVC can be okay, so like Intex is a company that makes fencing, as well as like
can I have your pen? again?
railing systems and stuff.
You know,
And it's a non-shiny PVC. But
Okay.
what we generally don't like is like your typical vinyl fence. Where like you
Okay.
shine a light on it and it shines back at you kind of thing, like smooth. That shiny look.
It's a dull finish,
Dull, yeah,
but it's plastic.
And do
We don't
you,
like that.
no,
You don't like the
We
dull.
don't
No,
like the.
No,
we
the
don't
shiny.
You don't like the shiny,
What I'm saying
okay,
is we don't like the shiny, like
Yeah.
the vinyl shiny is not.
okay.
You have Intex on the standard, right?
Yeah.
The standard building.
Yeah,
or Look at
It's the
look at the fencing there.
oh, okay.
the railings, yeah.
and does that also talk about different styles of fence? I mean, is there any restrictions on fence design?
I'd say appropriate. You know, not anything like super modern.
If you're
Okay.
mimicking those two. there's
One of
no
these.
issue.
Okay,
Or even like a picket or
Yeah,
like a
Picket,
shadow?
Picket's definitely fine, the split double
Yeah,
is fine, there's not a lot of fences that don't really work, except to John's point, if you get some like. Kind of one off.
okay, and when we talk about our
I'll hold it.
front, it's the Ashby frontage,
I would think
the
so.
4 foot.
Cause that's your. front.
But what do you back?
Because our
I don't
hill
know.
we back onto, what's the road?
It's Noank Road, it's Noank Road.
Yeah,
Noank Road.
You probably want it on both.
You probably have two front yards.
Yeah,
Yeah, you think
If
so?
you consider, if you look at it from the zoning standpoint. Just when you come to present where you're gonna put the fence, just get your GIS or like a tax map and highlight the areas. where the fence is gonna go, the distance of it, the distance from the street, the distance from the house. Something on a map that will clarify, so these guys would have a clear understanding of where you're
Okay.
intending to install it.
So behind us, there's a house right on Noank that, they just put like a little lean-to in the back. Anyway,
Okay,
but we run right up to the fence that they put on there. Behind their house. I don't know if you know where I'm talking about.
no, not offhand.
I think the way to think about it is any side of your property that abuts a road. You probably need a 4-foot fence,
Okay,
Okay.
but where it loops your neighbors and then goes around the.
I
back
can
of
go
the house
higher.
behind
Are you
Yeah,
looking at it now?
yeah.
Yeah, I can go higher, yeah.
Yeah, because that Noank Road, it's a steep hill, kind of worried about the dog jumping in it.
At the base of the house.
Yeah,
on
the
Knowing Road?
Noank, right, in the base of the house, kind of more towards the tree. That goes towards downtown, I guess, or not downtown, away from downtown.
Where the big tree is.
Yeah, kind of, it's
If
a
you're
little
triangle.
steeper there.
I think we'd have a tough time unless you had a,
At least come to 4 feet.
yeah.
Better just go with that, okay.
Yeah, I think they'll make up of that lot. Presents as frontage. Except for maybe the odd spot where it curves around.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So
Thank
you plan
all.
to come back in 2 weeks with all of this?
Not the fence, but
Not the fence.
the brick and the side.
Right, so she has to get that to,
Well, so the siding application is
it's
already
already
in.
in.
So you have to get that for the brick, you gotta have the application
By
due by Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's,
I pretty much have everything.
Yeah.
Except for the specs.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right. I'll just do a picture of this and bring the sample.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good.
All right.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's good. So we're
Thank
good
you.
to go. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
so thanks,
Thank
guys.
you, Tim.
Can we move this chair back? Where you got your phones?
Sure.
You block me in, trying to sneak that big paper from you. Oh my God, you have it. Jump over. That was just easy.
There we go.
You're awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Mystic people are great, right?
No, I just. She showed this house with a fence in front of it, but we didn't approve a fence and there isn't a fence. Yeah. That's why I just,
Bring it up to 10.
yeah. You notice that?
You know, it's funny, I go by that house all the time and I never noticed there was a fence. I'll check it out because I know my parents.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah, that was it.
Anyways, we'll get back to that.
Leave that window open.
105 River Road.
I make a motion to.
She's
It's on.
It's on, yeah.
Sorry.
So you're still your thunder there.
Preliminary documents are in there, but I did bring a copy of everything. It's up to you. Site map. I'm seeking preliminary approval to put on a new roof. Scope of the project's an attachment in the file. As well as the site plan, as well as the photo of
You just want to use those architectural symbols?
this. This is what I'm seeking to use.
Is your current, just from the picture, I'm not sure if it's a printing thing, is the current roof red? Or is it?
Current roof is like brown with some patches of black shingle.
But it's just shingles like that,
They're old asphalt shingles.
and you just want to replace them with that.
I want to replace them with a roof that can withstand a little better the wind coming
Yeah.
off the river. Yeah. So that
I
I'm
got
not
no problem with that.
reattaching things every. Oh, do I need to come back in 2 weeks?
I would just submit it. I don't think she needs to come show
Okay.
up just.
Sue wasn't sure, So she had her come do a pre-app to get a confirmation from you guys on it,
Well, I think,
because she described it as asphalt shingles.
I think she needs to do an application, but I wouldn't show up for that.
Don't even show up for it.
I would just.
Okay.
I see zero problem with that at all.
Yeah.
If you're just going architectural and just changing colors.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Just
Okay.
stick
So
that
this
in
is
front of the
yours.
house, do
Okay,
that thing.
but this
Your,
is-
your application is in, right?
Yes,
So-
I don't know if Sue needs to make a change to make it live. I mean, we did everything.
She will tomorrow, if it's all set. I'll touch base with her. What's that? Yes,
That's the start of it.
yeah,
It has a number.
so.
The site plan is there, the scope of work is there.
I mean, you're more than welcome to show up. It's just.
No, I would love to, I do have an obligation by my employer that I would have to miss to be here in 2 weeks, but
Yeah,
I want to get on the agenda.
It's all set, it's a sign, it's a signed up
Okay,
permit number and everything, so
So
you're
you
good.
have to-
You just post, you gotta post the yellow card,
in the front window.
yep, or some place that it's fully visible.
And she'll make the newspaper. Okay,
Yep,
Yep.
yep,
Okay.
she'll have you on the agenda.
All set.
so much easier than Windows, gentlemen. So much easier. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thanks.
You too, thank you.
Thanks,
Are
Larry.
you 20 through 26 Water Street?
Tim, do I need to contact Sue?
Yeah, call her in the morning, just make sure that your application is good and good to go. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you 26?
Well,
20, 22, 24, 26.
two properties. 2022. It's a duplex.
Oh,
And
the two.
24, 26. Duplex.
Close to me. Yep. Two little white.
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
think it's one of those two White Houses.
Or it's all of them.
I think it's both of them side by side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to excuse my photographs. The color ink. Everything turned green, so you're getting black and white tonight.
I'm sorry,
So
you're
first-
Kevin?
First, you have
So-
to
oh,
sit
excuse me.
down and state your name.
I'm Michael Scanlon.
Okay.
My son is Kevin Scanlon. And between the two of us, we own those two properties. Okay, now, I don't,
Yep, you're good.
yeah, I'm impressed. I haven't been here in like 6 years since I retired. As a local surveyor and engineer, and before it's commissioned, or the planning and zoning commission, probably 100 times, but I've never been before your commission. So what I've shown in this
You gotta
picture,
flip it around.
this way?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the screen up
It
there, you'll
reverses
see how it
them.
presents.
Oh, okay. This is the odd shot of both of the houses side by side. Are you familiar with this area?
Yeah.
Okay, it's across the street from Randall's Wharf.
Mhm.
Okay, and I think they're the last two properties on Water Street that aren't a bar.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, my son and I bought these properties, I'll say about 12 years ago. And Kevin has been before this commission for the property at 20 and 22. He did a rehab of half of the house. This was several years ago. Okay, but if you are familiar with the properties, they're looking a little shabby. Okay, what we're wanting to do right now is to clean them up a little bit, at least with respect to what they look like from the street. Okay, and in essence, what that means is replacing the roofing. Okay, they're old asphalt shingles on there now, and they're in really rough shape. And there's probably, if there's not 4, there's actually at least 3 layers of shingles on that house. Okay, so we want to just rip, strip it down, replace whether sheathing needs to be replaced, and then go ahead and put on new roofs. Now, in addition to the roofing, not gonna fit there. Where do I go? Here? No, that ain't gonna work. Here.
I can zoom out a little bit.
In any event, okay, I mean, you can even see it in black and white. You can see the paint is just peeling off this house. So we also want to consider repainting the houses. And I looked at I presume it's what's the most current was the guide for historic district. And it actually indicated that what we want to do are non-regulated activities with respect to the roof and painting and scraping. But when I read the thing, it says painting and scraping unless you affect the structure. Well, these homes are 180 years old. Okay, so as we start trying to do the painting, there's a real good chance we're going to find a clapboard here or a piece of trim over there that we want to replace. But you won't even know that until you start doing the job. Okay.
If you're just replacing it like for like,
Yeah.
you're
good.
free to do that.
Okay, well, I talked to Sue and she said, best to go for a pre-app and just make sure that what we want to do is not going to require any type of a permit. Now, I just want to mention now, in order to do the roofing, okay, there's, you know, the trim, I'm not really familiar with, I'm a land surveyor, not an architect, but there are edges along the gable ends and stuff. Which one is this? Are we looking at this?
Like crown moldings?
Yeah. Yes. And undoubtedly, some of that's going to need to be replaced because of just, you know, water and water damage. Okay. But we wouldn't be changing anything.
If you're not, if you're replacing like for like, you're fine.
It does look like it's a 3-tab roof.
I was just gonna say, the only thing on the roof is if you're gonna go from, I don't even think you can get 3-tab anymore. But if you're gonna go to architectural, like she came in with a sample, just put an application, same thing. I wouldn't even show up. And we can vote for it,
Okay.
assuming you don't come with a blue roof.
Yeah, yeah, well, I told my son I'd leave the color up to him, but I think it'll probably be the same.
Yeah,
They're just, you know,
Well, that's kind of,
off dirty
isn't
gray.
that kind of a light colored roof on there?
Well, it's, yeah, well, it's
Gray.
light now, it's gray,
Yeah.
you know, but it was gray and black, where, you know, it's.
weathered wood, cobblestone, that light gray color, black,
Mhm.
brown, any of those.
Yeah. Okay.
If you get into some crazy color, I would suggest coming.
All right, now, what we plan doing the roofing right away. So what do I do? Just come in here tomorrow and get an application? Is that it? Or can I do that online or?
Well, it's all online now.
It is online.
Either, yeah.
Okay, and so I just do the application with respect to the roof for now, because that's really what we're talking about right now is the roofing.
Can you still do paper application?
No.
Yeah, so online.
If you can't, you know, if you have difficulty doing it remote from the building, you can come in and we have a kiosk
Mhm.
and you can do it here and we can assist you in getting it
I
completed.
should be able to figure out, but Sue said if I have any issues, just give her a call,
Yeah.
she'll walk me through.
Right, yeah, that's the other thing is
Just-
she'll
just
walk
for the
us on the
changes.
phone.
All right, now, another, this is just a question, this is not something we're gonna do now, because the painting project, when we do that, that's gonna be in spring. I'm not gonna try to paint now. We may want to do some prep work now, getting it ready for paint, but we wouldn't paint it. But one of the things that we would like to do, and I don't know if you really can't see it in these photographs, but the windows in this house have 1960s version storm windows on them, aluminum. That's, you know, all, you know, weathered and most of the windows, all of the screens are gone. Okay, and they were gone when we bought the house. But as part of the painting project, we'd want to just remove the aluminum right now, get rid of it. And then look into replacing it with a modern storm window that I presume that's something that we would definitely need to bring before you. To put on storm
I don't think
windows.
we have any jurisdiction over storm windows, do we?
I don't think we do. I think it's accepted in the handbook. We'd have to look it up.
Storm doors, no.
Just storm doors, not storm windows?
Yeah, I don't think it's applies to windows. I know it's storm doors, right? Doors or storm doors or I'd have to look. I can't remember offhand if it specifies it.
Probably the abundance of caution, just bring it
Ted
by.
has it. Ted has it.
Okay, like I said, it's not something I want to do now, but I just want to make sure that I know what's regulated and what's not regulated. We're not going to replace the windows themselves. They're too cool. Okay. You know, it's awesome. Most of these windows, I think a lot of the lights are original. And if you tell the people that we rent to, the floors are slanted. Okay, the windows are wavy, and the stairs are very steep. Okay. Okay, so to remove the aluminum, that's nothing. That's Okay.
They're like a triple track storm.
Uh,
there are no
I
screens.
guess, but like I say, most of the material is just gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, we bought these properties about 12 years ago, and well, on the one I call to the left, okay. I don't know that Suey spent $10 on that house in the 40 years she lived there. Okay. I don't know if you remember these houses. Any of you live there? A lot of, when we were renovating the interiors on this, every other person that walked by the house said, I used to live there when I worked at that restaurant over there. You know, so they were very popular houses. But we want to just, clean them up a little bit. No changes to anything.
Are the, under the porches there, I should know this, because I own the property across the street, but
Which,
Randall's Wharf,
oh, you're,
Todd Brady.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brady, okay.
We've worked together. in the
we
past.
sure have.
Yeah,
Most of you were Flint though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But is it still block or did you cover it with something?
The foundations?
Yeah.
No, that's
the
original. That's
porch.
pink granite.
The-
No, the
porch.
block. No, that's block. I don't know when those were put
But
in.
it's still exposed block, right?
It's painted.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. Those have probably been there for what now, 50, 60 years,
Yeah.
maybe more than that.
They've been there my whole life. So-
Well, yeah, I mean, originally, they did not have those porches. Each entrance had its own stairway. But you can actually see, if you go to the seaport on their diorama,
Oh, you can see it?
oh, yeah,
I wonder what it was. Just housing for.
housing for shipbuilders.
Huh.
I'm sure.
Yep, I'd agree.
And because I mean, it's nothing fancy. You know, they're plain vanilla. Maybe I don't, I used to think that they came out of the Sears catalog, but they didn't. They were built before that.
Yeah.
What's the year?
According to records, we can find 1845.
Well, okay.
Here's the comment.
And there actually used to be a third one. There were three.
Really?
But it's down in West Mystic at I forget what they call that area.
Willow Point.
Willow Point. Yeah.
So amazing they survived the 38 hurricane as well as they did. It's amazing they survived the 38 hurricane.
Well,
as well as
that
they
may be
did.
how the third house got there. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, so it's they're very cool houses. And we just want to make them look a little better. It's like I said, but when we bought these, Water Street was still pretty tacky, and but now, I think we're the last homes that have not been renovated. So we want to kind of do a little catch up on that.
So Michael, Sue can sell you one of these for.
I got it
$10 for the
online.
window,
I already
or you
got
can see
it.
it online.
That's
Online version doesn't have the pictures though. It's just,
oh,
you have to buy the paper.
yeah.
to get
Well,
the
to be honest with you, I was just really wanting.
I know,
Didn't
but
require
it
a
says
permit.
something that you guys can help decode about storm windows and doors. It's got on, whatever, 226. It says, because of concerns for energy conservation, storm windows and storm windows and screens are permitted by right without review by the Historic District Commission, if they do not damage existing historic window detail. That's one sentence. And storm windows should have no exposed metallic surfaces, and instead should have painted or suitably clad frames instead.
Get rid of the aluminum, right?
Yeah,
It's
they
kind of
make
what it
them
sounds
white
like.
now. They make them white
Do they?
now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're not
So, I don't know.
they were never very effective anyway. I
Sounds
don't
like
think those.
Sounds like we don't.
When they're like brand new
Right.
and sealed in and everything.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's good. So it sounds like pretty much what we want to do. We're in good shape, but you say should submit an application just
For the roof.
for the roof,
Yeah.
just
Because you are changing the roof slightly. It's not exactly like for like, so it's better to have your bases covered and just submit the roof, we'll approve it and hopefully you'll move on.
If you could just submit the brand you're using and the color. You're probably gonna want to see that with your application.
okay. I guess I'll have to figure,
You gotta decide.
got to nail that down.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, our roofers are ready to go. When do you meet again? Which is,
First Tuesday of the month.
Yes,
What-
this next meeting is December 5th, I believe.
okay, because our roofers want to move in on the, I think they said the 11th.
So you'd have to get your application into Sue no later than Thursday
I'll do
of
it
this
tomorrow.
week to get on next month's, the first meeting of next month. And get your approval so you can meet your 11th deadline that you're planning. to
Okay,
obtain.
then what, I need to collect one of those little yellow cards or something, is that it?
After we approve.
After you approve it?
No,
Or
before the hearing.
after you submit. sorry,
Yeah,
that's the-
so once you submit your application, come see Sue. When you submit your application, she'll draw that up for you and give it to you,
Okay,
right?
great. All right, so just so we're clear, nothing that we're doing right now is
Just the roof.
Just the roof.
great, great. And we'll try to clean up the neighborhood for you. Yeah, I don't know. But my son, I think he runs parking spaces.
Yeah, he does.
And my boat's right across from you, so.
I'm sorry,
My boat's right across from you in his marina.
in the downtown Mystic Marina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great spot down there. We love the view, by the way. No, so please. All right, well, thank you for your time, and
Thanks for
you.
coming in.
Thanks for your.
that sounds great. So I guess that's it.
Thanks, Mike. Good.
I'll,
Yeah.
Tell Clint we ran into each other.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public,
Enjoy your night.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Like,
public communications.
I had a couple, I don't know if this probably doesn't fall under us, but I would be curious, I guess, planning and zoning, there's a house in Groton. Built in the 1700s that they're trying to tear down. And they're saying it's not historic. Could I get the information on that personally? Can you get that from planning and zoning? I guess it's right next to the spot. On Buddington and Laquonic Bridge.
You would do it on your own time.
Okay, so
Sorry.
if you had it, I get it.
I mean, I brought up, you guys, I brought up the
You
other
talked
property
about
over by Dairy Queen and you guys stated that you didn't want to have anything to do with it from a commission standpoint,
We
so.
just, we can't.
Yeah.
It's not in the
Because
historic
it's outside of the
That's-
zone,
that's
outside of
right.
the district.
Jurisdiction.
I mean,
Yeah, the people that contacted me, I told them.
What's that?
I'm sad, I'm crying, you know, but.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's,
Moving on.
most of the time when they're on the register, we tell people, yeah, if you're gonna do something to it, you gotta go to SHPO and get their
Well,
blessing, because
if
we have
it's-
some that people are trying to tear down, especially like Shepherd of the Sea, and
If it's not, yeah, that should,
I know,
that's
tell me about it.
different, whatever. Have you been in there?
Yeah. All through, several times.
I mean, I wouldn't go in there again. Do you see those left columns or whatever those? things
Yeah,
are?
yeah, the whole
Yeah,
bottom's right
gone,
away,
yeah.
yeah, I know.
Gave me the heebie-jeebies.
And that's the part they wanna keep. You could, they'll allow you to tear down the education wing, but they won't let you tear down the chapel.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, I know.
And it's been
And then
trashed.
it's open to the weather and everything else.
Yeah.
now, yeah.
If someone has something that they want to tear down, that's not in the historic district, but is on the national or state historic register, they have to go that route.
Yeah, that's what we
But
send.
that's through, not through us.
Right, and I told these people it's not a HDC thing. I just figured I'd ask if you know off the top of his head, I can.
Can I jump off that though? Because I got one. thing.
Sure, sorry.
I got invited to a meeting today at 3:00. From SHPO, which was relating to their rewriting their basically plan of conservation and development. So it's a 3-part Zoom meeting where they went through a lot of the information about what they've done in the past, where the resources are, what grants are available, and then they talked a little bit about historic properties that were on the state and federal register. They didn't really get into a lot of the historic districts, but there was a good portion of people that were on the meeting that were chairmans of other historic districts in the state. So it was informative. If you want to watch it though, you can go on YouTube on the SHPO channel and you can rewatch it. If you so desire.
SHPO has a YouTube channel?
Highly viewed.
Really? No.
As highly as ours.
Probably not. So I thought that was interesting. And then also, I'm still on that state commission or task force related to Mystic tourism. I'm on the transportation subcommittee. We haven't really gotten anywhere, so I haven't told you anything because there's really nothing that has to do with the Historic District Commission. They've mostly been talking about parking garages and trolleys and boat taxis and other things that
Is that kind of looking at Mystic as a whole or just the Groton side?
The whole. as a
Yeah.
whole, Yeah. There's a pretty robust group of people from both sides of the river.
Mhm.
Chiefs of police, selectmen, town manager, a bunch of business owners, head of the aquarium, head of the seaport, like Bill Milton's on it, just a whole variety of people. As my complaint with government, it's just it seems to be a very slow process,
Mm.
and we've now been going for 8 meetings or something, and I don't know what.
Well, when you're all done, they'll write a report and then they'll put that on the shelf.
And nothing will
No,
happen.
what they'll do is I'll write the report and then they'll hire a consultant to read the report.
Right.
And then tell them what to do.
Right.
With the report.
But then nothing. will-
And then they'll need more studies.
Yeah, it's like the parking group I was on, they did a big report and nothing ever happens.
So, that was all I had. Those were just 2 things, so.
So I was gonna do this on old business, new business, but hopping off your meeting. I talked to I believe he's the chair of the Weathersfield HDC. Which is probably known to be the strongest, most well-equipped, well-versed HDC in the state. Discussed some of our concerns, like with enforcement and all. And he offered to give us a talk because they've been through it. Do I have your permission, or do you want to invite him, or can we invite him to a meeting to talk to us?
Who is the chairman of the?
I believe so, Damian Krigo.
Yeah, you can invite him, you can come.
All right.
I don't see
I
why
think
you
he'd give
couldn't.
us a lot of, I haven't talked to Preservation Connecticut. They go to them a lot. That's how well-versed they are. Like
I was-
preservation.
If you wanna. When
Is
he,
that a special meeting that we have before regular?
Do we need to do a special meeting, or can we have him
No.
attend the regular meeting?
I'm asking.
I don't think
I
there's
don't
any
know.
reason for a special meeting.
Okay.
I think what he should do is if he's gonna come and provide some information, we just do it at the end of the
At the
meeting.
end, so.
And we just try to
everybody
limit it to a reasonable period of time.
else-
That's all. And if when he's gonna come, just,
else-
I was in clear with you. You're the chair. Tell me when's good and I'll send them an email and CC you.
my calendar's dead,
All right, you can.
so. But were we kind of tied up December? In January, was that? I guess it doesn't really matter, it could just be. Why don't you ask him?
All right,
His
yeah, I'll ask
availabilities.
him.
And then we'll just 2 weeks before, just make a motion for him to come as part of something, and if he wants to talk, I don't see a reason why not. So,
I mean, I don't know if the commission wants to, by motion and a vote, act on inviting him. I don't know if that's something that you guys would want on the record,
Sure.
but that's up to you.
No, I think it's fine, just TBD on the date.
Yeah.
So do you want to make a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion to invite Damian Krigo to give us an informational talk at a meeting to be determined in the future.
A second, Brady,
All in favor?
Goodrich, aye.
Brady, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keats and I.
Was that it?
Yep.
Any old business?
The application for High
Wait,
Street.
oh, excuse me.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
skipped over the minutes that comes before old business.
Oh, sorry, yeah, approval of the minutes. from the
Good
November
catch.
5th.
I
Thank
move
you.
to approve the minutes of November 5th.
Ferguson, second.
All in favor?
Goodrich, aye.
Brady, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keats and I.
Okay, minutes are approved. Old business, sorry.
The application for High Street has come in. The fence situation that Tom's been working on.
The little 2-panel thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little white vinyl fence, it finally came in.
Okay.
It didn't come in time to get on this meeting, but it's in and it will be on your next agenda.
They're submitting to approve the vinyl fence.
One Ashby, we sent out a notice of violation. On the work without permits, no approvals, that went out. I haven't heard anything back on that yet. And I have not, the one on High Street that you wanted me to address. I have not done yet because I kind of have to sit down and figure out the language I'm gonna use. And I just haven't had time to do it, honestly. I haven't
I would
prioritized
compare
it,
to the fence, because it doesn't look like any of the other remodeling that they did anything.
triggered anything, yeah,
They should
yeah, I
just-
know,
It's just as simple as just come get your wood fence approved,
okay,
that's all.
all right. All right, so yeah, but I haven't done that yet, I gotta get that letter out.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that's gonna trigger another problem though, because like I told you, the neighbor was complaining about the Airbnb thing. I told him to complain to the town.
Yeah,
I think-
like I said, I think when you mentioned that prior, Tom's been really active on chasing out the non-approved ones. And some of the rental platforms now have a place where you can submit a question or complaint where if they're operating outside of local zoning regulations or things like that, where they go in and review and contact the owners, and Tom's utilized that service several times. So
All I was just saying was if you're gonna try to, according to, like I said, to the neighbor, if you're gonna try to mail them, I'm assuming you're gonna mail them somewhere else. That's all I was trying to tell you.
yeah, well, we go by owners that are
Yeah.
on record. That's all. It's always the owner that we deal with from permitting or violation or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all I have.
Just one thing, when they were in tonight about that fence. They showed a picture of a house, I think it was at 51. What was it? 51 West Mystic.
West-
It's
Okay.
on the corner next to the post office. I'm
So
almost,
51 Knowing Road.
yeah, no, I agree.
Is it down across Knowing Road?
It's right to the left. If you're staring at the little post office,
Yeah.
it's right to the left.
Kind of
Oh,
diagonally
so it's
across
kind of
from
on
the
the
person's
it's almost
house.
will be on the corner
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I could have sworn she showed a picture, and there was this nice big vinyl fence in the front of it
Okay.
that I'm
Oh,
positive,
yeah.
I don't drive down that way very often, but I will tomorrow morning. I'll take a look.
You said it's 51 Knowing Road?
It doesn't show it on the
51.
drive-by thingy.
Okay.
I just never noticed it, and then she showed the picture, and I was like,
Go on the GIS, we can go back years and years and years and then zoom right down to it. You'll be able to tell it's something there, you know.
yeah. But the Google Street View that was just done recently doesn't show it. So if it
Oh.
was done like,
Oh, so it's not like, I thought you meant you couldn't see it from the Google Street View, but it's not, it doesn't exist.
Her
Yeah.
photograph,
The
it
Google
looked
Street
right out in the
View.
open.
it looked like it was brand new.
You sure that was the house?
Yeah,
I'm like
positive.
99% sure. It just caught me off guard. I
And
was
we
like,
might be, like, yeah, we might be wrong, but
I'll drive by
do
in
a
the
dri-
morning.
do
I'll
a
just go
drive-by.
down that way.
Yeah.
What's this, if someone puts in a shiny plastic, PVC fence. And then they paint it,
I don't think that we should be in the habit of,
I wouldn't
Of-
encourage someone to paint it.
have you ever seen what happens when you paint it?
Well, they make these paints for PVC that actually work pretty well. Have you used any of them? Used them ever? I
Still
mean,
peel.
I don't know about the stuff you spray. I've seen it, we've, at the, certain things we've done at the marina, we've painted these PVC things. It seems to hold up for some reason. I don't know. I mean, I agree with it, should peel, but it hadn't.
I just think it's a bad idea because I've seen it used on like vinyl siding and stuff and it peels.
Well,
It
there's
peels off.
systems now that you apply an etching and then you apply the top coat that probably resist peeling more so than if you were just to apply
Yeah.
paint directly over it.
But if you're gonna paint it, why not just paint a wood fence? Like a cedar wood fence, you should get 10, 20 years out of. As long as you maintain it reasonably,
There you go.
Well, yeah, I mean.
It's always the caveat.
so Adam Ranowski's house, he's on the corner of Gravel and
Oh, whatever little side road is.
Yeah, but-
Cliff.
is that Cliff? So you know where I'm talking about, you come down Gravel, then you make a left, and there's a house that was recently bought, it's very small, very low on the left-hand side.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanna say, they've done such a, in my mind, a really wonderful job, they put copper. Gutters and
Oh, nice.
things like that.
She was in front of you.
Yeah, no,
She
no,
was
I'm
in
not,
front of you for all that
I
they're
know,
doing.
I remember, cause I looked into like buying that house.
Yeah.
I love that house.
And I just wanted to compliment, we always are disparaging, but I just thought that if you get a chance.
Is that the one that's on the river?
No.
Not that one.
It's almost, it's
It's
got
hidden.
some trees in the front of it. You drive by, if
You
you
won't
weren't
miss
looking
it.
for it, yeah, it's
but-
very
so
obscure.
I just think you guys should just take a.
It's about halfway between Pearl and Gravel
Yeah.
on the right-hand side. If
Well,
you're going toward
towards the water.
the water, yeah.
There's a little white one that they had the dormer in the back and had the two
Yeah.
columns in the front. It
Mhm.
was like cute.
I don't know, I just wanted to
Cool
say,
little-
just take a look at it, cause I
Yeah.
think it looks nice.
Any new business? Anyone? Okay. So everyone on adjourn?
We should adjourn.